Lucas sees his worst fear, his reflection trying to kill him. He confronts it, shouting, "I'm not afraid of you!" Lucas cuts his hand with the dagger, letting his blood drip onto the mirror. That night, Lucas learns Emma was found dead, her face distorted with fear as if she saw something horrific. In the French Quarter of New Orleans, where jazz melodies echo through the streets, 32-year-old Lucas Bell buys an old antique shop. Lucas, an enthusiast of antiquities, sees the shop as the greatest opportunity of his life. The shop's walls are adorned with vintage photos, but a large gold-framed mirror draws the most attention, hanging in a dark corner. As Lucas approaches the mirror, he feels an eerie chill. The mirror's surface is foggy, and he hears a woman's whisper, "Beware, this is your death." He dismisses it as imagination, but that night, a bloodied-faced woman calls to him from the mirror in a dream. Lucas finds the diary of the shop's former owner, which calls the mirror cursed and warns against touching it. He wonders why the shop was so cheap. The next morning, a local artist, Emma Larson, visits the shop and wants to buy the mirror. Lucas hesitates but gives in to Emma's insistence. That night, Lucas learns Emma was found dead, her face distorted with fear as if she saw something horrific. The police call it a heart attack, but Lucas isn't convinced. He visits Emma's studio and sees the mirror there with a red stain that looks like blood. Lucas brings the mirror back to the shop, but he feels someone is following him. Digging through the shop's records, he learns the mirror has been in New Orleans since the 1800s and is linked to several deaths. Standing before the mirror, he sees not his reflection, but a dark shadow staring at him. Lucas meets a local voodoo priestess, Madame Claire, who, upon seeing the mirror, calls it a gate of curses created by an ancient voodoo ritual. The mirror turns people's worst fears into reality, and if the curse completes, the whole city will descend into madness. Madame Claire reveals the curse is tied to 19th century voodoo sorceress Marie Laveau. To break it, Lucas must reach Marie's tomb. At night, Lucas visits St. Louis Cemetery where Marie's tomb lies. He finds strange symbols and a hidden passage leading underground. As he nears the tomb, a voice calls his name, and he feels watched. Underground, Lucas finds an old room with Marie Laveau's books and magical artifacts. A diary reveals the curse wasn't created by Marie, but by Henry Vance, a powerful philanthropist of that era. Shockingly, Henry's grandson, Elliot Vance, runs a major charitable organization in New Orleans today. Lucas meets Elliot, who acts friendly and claims ignorance about the mirror. But a painting in Elliot's office depicts the same mirror. Lucas is convinced Elliot is trying to reactivate the curse to control the city. Elliot's men chase Lucas, but he escapes through the French Quarter's streets. Strange events escalate in the city. People go mad, seeing their worst fears. A musician screams on the street, claiming he saw his reflection in the mirror trying to kill him. Lucas realizes the curse is spreading beyond the shop. Madame Claire tells him breaking the curse requires 3 items: Marie's amulet, Henry's dagger, and a sacred stone hidden in an old church. Lucas must travel to an old voodoo temple in the suburbs of New Orleans, deep in a swampy forest, to find the amulet. The temple has been abandoned for years, and locals call it the House of Ghosts. To reach the swamp, Lucas uses an old boat. Alligators attack his boat, and he barely escapes. Inside the temple, the floor is marked with ancient voodoo symbols that release poisonous needles if stepped on incorrectly. Lucas must tread carefully, decoding the symbols. When he reaches the amulet, a small black stone with a red engraving, a strange shadow resembling his face but with red eyes appears, trying to scare him. Lucas overcomes his fear and takes the amulet. As he leaves the temple, the amulet grows warm in his hand, as if some force is trying to stop him. Lucas now seeks Henry's dagger at Elliot Vance's family estate, a large mansion outside the city. The mansion is guarded by security and cameras, but Lucas sneaks in at night by scaling a wall. He learns the dagger is kept in a secret underground room where Elliot performs voodoo rituals. To reach it, Lucas must pass through the mansion's old wing, filled with torn photos and strange sounds. Lucas avoids armed guards, narrowly escaping capture by hiding in a closet. The underground room's door is locked with a puzzle, requiring Lucas to find voodoo symbols hidden in the mansion. He finds them in an old book, but opening it releases a strange smoke that nearly knocks him out. Lucas retrieves the dagger, a silver blade with a snake-carved handle, but Elliot catches him. Elliot reveals Lucas's blood, tied to Marie Laveau's lineage, is the key to completing the curse. Lucas knocks out a guard, grabs the dagger, and escapes. Lucas discovers he's a distant relative of Marie Laveau, and his family is linked to the curse. This revelation forces him to question his identity. Lucas searches for the sacred stone in an old church near the French Quarter, a derelict building. Locals say spirits live there. The stone is hidden in a secret vault in the church's basement. To reach it, Lucas descends rickety stairs on the verge of collapse. The stairs are so weak that Lucas slips, nearly falling. The basement walls are covered with strange carvings blending voodoo and Christian symbols. To access the stone, Lucas must solve a puzzle by pressing 3 voodoo symbols in the correct order. He presses the wrong order, and poisonous gas fills the room. He solves the puzzle at the last moment. When he lifts the stone, a glowing blue gem, the mirror's curse, attacks his mind, showing his worst fear, his family betraying him. He escapes the illusion by recalling his mother's memory. Lucas meets Madame Claire, who reassures him of her support. They prepare to break the curse, but Elliot's men are still after them. On the night of a lunar eclipse, Lucas and Madame Claire begin a ritual at an old voodoo site in the swamp. Surrounded by dense forest with jazz tunes in the air and mist rising from the swamp, the atmosphere is eerie. Lucas has Marie's amulet, Henry's dagger, and the sacred stone. He stands in an ancient stone circle marked with voodoo symbols. Madame Claire chants from an old voodoo book, and the air grows cold. Elliot suddenly arrives with 10 armed men holding a voodoo staff emitting black smoke. He shouts, "Lucas, your blood is mine. The curse will be my power." Elliot's men grab Madame Claire, but Lucas hides behind an old tree. A fight ensues. Lucas, hiding in the swamp grass, knocks out 2 of Elliot's men with stones. He tries to free Madame Claire, but Elliot releases black smoke from his staff, creating terrifying visions in Lucas's mind, his family abandoning him. Lucas escapes by recalling his mother's voice. Lucas steals a gun from a guard and forces Elliot's remaining men to flee into the swamp where alligators await. Alone, Elliot uses his staff's voodoo power, causing the ground to shake. Lucas holds the amulet, which grows hot and weakens Elliot's power. Lucas attacks Elliot, who tries to steal the dagger. They fall into the swamp water, where Lucas overpowers Elliot, knocking him out. Lucas frees Madame Claire. The ritual resumes. Lucas stands in the stone circle with the mirror before him. Madame Claire chants, and Lucas uses the 3 items in sequence. He places the amulet before the mirror, and a red light glows on its surface. Lucas sees his worst fear, his reflection trying to kill him. He confronts it, shouting, "I'm not afraid of you!" Lucas cuts his hand with the dagger, letting his blood drip onto the mirror. The mirror trembles, releasing black smoke that rises into the sky. The ground shakes and strange sounds echo from the swamp. Lucas places the stone on the mirror, and a blue light spreads. The mirror shatters with a scream-like sound. The curse breaks, and the city's people are freed from their fears. Elliot is arrested when Lucas presents evidence of his crimes, voodoo books and ritual records from the mansion. During the ritual, Lucas had to sacrifice his last memory of his mother, his most precious possession. He's saddened by the loss, but finds peace in saving the city. Lucas closes the shop and decides to start a new life outside New Orleans. But a question lingers. Is the curse truly gone, or does a piece of it remain inside him? So this was the story of Cursed Mirror. If you like this story, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to watch more interesting stories. And yes, if you want to hear a story on any other topic, write the topic in the comments and we will bring a new story for you. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye and take care.